Hey guys, welcome back. This is Will Beach. It's been a while since I have made a video for you guys, but what I'm going to be looking into is we're going to focus on just one stock, and that particular stock is going to be Apple, and we're going to focus on this for a length of time where we can familiarize what we're looking at and really hone in on what the technical charts look like. So I want to help you guys understand what we're looking at, or what I'm looking at when I do these trades and when I give signals. And so I think what better way than to use a major stock like Apple. We can also touch base on, if you don't have a large amount of money to trade with, then how do we use options as leverage to buy and sell and try and get a little bit more maximum gains on smaller accounts. I'll show you guys that as I'm doing it currently with Robinhood. So Robinhood users can definitely implement this strategy, and really I'm here to help you guys. So spread the word, let everyone know, subscribe. We're gonna start playing with some of the big dogs. I can still do penny stock analysis like I've done in the past, technical formations, everything you want to see. You can see my screen is still set up the same way. If you guys watch the 1 hour masterclass, I haven't changed that. The only thing that has changed is my insight and my abilities to just analyze the stocks even more. So with that being said, let's tap into Apple and what we're looking at. We're currently on a daily chart. We have a Fibonacci set up on the daily chart. I'm actually going to remove it because it's not that important to me. It's just a visual. The only thing I have added, if you guys want to and use Thinkorswim platform, these studies, edit studies, and then go to strategies in this ADX trend right here. I selected that. You can see it right here, and apply that. Okay, and what that is going to do is that's going to help us realize when momentum is starting, because we use the ADX for increased momentum strategy. And as you can see in this particular instance, in this daily chart with Apple, is that it had the ADX strategy initiate, and from that point forward we had a run up of $58. So it is a good strategy, but that's not the only thing we have to look at. I'll get into that more, but let's just look at Apple as a whole right now. So what I've been doing is analyzing Apple on a 1 hour time frame and determining what I'm going to do with I'm going to pull up Robinhood while I'm doing this so I can show you guys a little bit. I only started this Robinhood account recently with like $75 or something like that. But I really want everyone to understand that you can grow accounts substantially, especially if you're using options, and options is way more risky. So don't get me wrong, I understand that there's a lot of risk involved with options, but when we're analyzing correctly, the risk is tremendously reduced, and we're gonna take very safe positions. So I just want to show you guys. Here you go, I'll pull this over for you real quick. Been a little laggy. There we go. Alright, so here you go. Hold on, it's refitting the frame. So what you're looking at is $52 of growth. It says in the past month because that's what I'm set on, but really I can go back to the week. $44, it's 39% in the day. well, it glitched. That's what Robinhood does sometimes. It's really like 20 bucks on the day. So anyways, point being is that this is mostly 1 week Apple contracts on the 1 hour time frame. Alright, so looking at Apple and what to expect in the next week is right now we're on the hourly time frame. We are consolidating sideways. My yellow line is a 50 SMA. My red line is a 225 EMA. And we're kind of stuck in between them. I have this rule that when it's in between these two, it's called the dead zone. And I don't particularly like to trade it. But what we're looking at is usually a retest of the 225. Okay, so when we consolidate this much sideways and we can't get any more breaks above, then we're going to come down and touch this 225. So at this particular point in time, this is not a trade I would take because this can literally go either way. When it consolidates off the Bollinger Bands and we're not in any state of momentum, which we're not because you can see how low the ADX currently is. It's only at 17. The MACD is below, but it's just barely below. And momentum is below 0, which shows a negative trend, but we're facing upwards. Stochastic is crossing over back to a positive. So this is all mixed signals. That's why this is not really a safe trade right now. And with that being said, what would we look for though? We're going to see that if it consolidates and breaks back up, it's going to test, it's going to basically hit these Bollinger Bands again. And then we're going to determine if it starts to carry the momentum with it. If not, it's going to get rejected and come back down and probably retest this 225. So right now on the hourly, there's no trade to be taken. Most of the time though with these after hours, because we're not trading in after hours, but most of the time your signal will have changed by the time the market's ready to open, giving you a signal. Now we always want to test what we're analyzing with the next time frame above it, and that's why I really work on the hourly time frame as opposed to the daily. I do like the daily for a very large scale, meaning 3 months to a year out. I use hourly for anywhere from a day to a few weeks. And if we're really spot on with our analysis, I'll do a 1 week or a 2 week options contract that allows for to get maximum gains on small accounts. So let's go to the 4 hour time frame. Here we did come down and we consolidate really close to this Bollinger Band here as it approaches. We were in the middle of a long entry, and then the key here is we will go long if this holds above the 50 and we get a MACD positive return up in this zone, meaning it's not really going to go too much lower. It can go as low as this 50, and then we get a positive turnaround on the MACD. Then we have a signal to continue going long. Until that happens, this again is kind of like the dead zone to me. It doesn't fit the criteria of your exact move. It has promise to go long, but no guarantee, without even more short side. So if you were wanting to risk a bit more, you would take this long because you have the long entry, but you also have every single negative symbol on your page right now, meaning there's more downside to come, but it's not going to be a lot of downside. So why risk that right now? Because it's just not worth it. It could turn around at any moment. That's not worth the trade. So again, you have a crossover on the ADX that's showing that the trend has ended temporarily. We're in momentum because of how high we are. You have the MACD crossover showing that that trend has ended. You have the momentum crossing below zero showing that that trend has ended. And now your stochastic has crossed over to the downside as well. But it's still above kind of like this mid-range, so it could bounce back at any moment. These are all very shallow. All of these are very shallow and close to a positive indicator, so we don't really want to mess with them. I hope this is making sense, because again, our focus is on a 1 hour time frame to which we've only been consolidating. If we drop down to 120-ish, that would be the point that you would really understand the direction that it wants to go. It's either going to bounce off and keep going up, or the momentum is going to increase so much by that downside move that it's going to say, okay, we need to continue downward. But as this consolidation in between these moving averages doesn't do anything for me, this is not a move I would take. It's just consolidation, and it's in an area that I don't prefer to trade. So what do I prefer to trade? I'll prefer to trade when we get above these moving averages, right? Because remember I said in this, you see what it does, and when it's stuck in between these, it just kind of bounces back and forth. But once we get a breakout, we get a move. So that's why we really don't like playing what I again call the dead zone in between the 50 SMA and the 225 EMA. And then to further, I'm just going to scroll back so you guys can see a little more. You see how this gave us a strong downtrend back here, but it was still in the middle of this and it bounced around. But once it decided it was going to come out of it and we were still in this strong downtrend, that's your move to make to the short side. So that was a $4 move to the short side, and this is over 2 days because it's just an hourly time frame. So when we buy these weekly contracts or 2-week contracts for maybe $100 and you catch them this early and you get a move like that, you can easily double your money. My goal though is usually about 20 to 30% increase, but obviously the potential is much higher if you want. So that's it for right now. Today's date is 12/5, that's Saturday. The week just ended, and this will be going into Monday. So after Monday, I'll be doing these analysis of day end, so you know what's leading into the next day, and then you can decide for yourselves what you would like to do. And I'm telling you right now, for me personally, there's no position for me here. So unless something changed Monday morning, and obviously I can't make these videos all the time, but I'll try and do some quick uploads if I see something pop up in an instant. But that's why we do hourly time frames, because there's usually no rush. This is not a day trade. You don't need 25,000 in your account, but there is a lot of gains to be made here. So for the first episode here of the Apple analysis, I hope that's helped you guys understand, and you can see what we're going to be looking at moving forward. And I really look forward to having you guys join this community and jump on board with any of your own thoughts. This is not going to be focused around news. So if you would like to input any news, any links and comments, things like that that help strengthen your analysis, please do so. This is very open like that. This is strictly stock chart analysis. That's what my focus is. I've been doing this for 5 years. So this is really what we look at, what I've been looking at for a long time. And I want to help you guys grow your accounts. We've been in a lot of tough times, and there's no reason that anybody with a little bit of money can't grow their account. Even if you're not comfortable with contracts and you have a Robinhood account, you can always wait for a long setup and take fractional shares on Apple, or since that's our main focus right now, you can take fractional shares on long positions that we might come across and get some growth out of that. Is it going to be as big? No, but it will start the process and the understanding of what it's like to trade with real money and understand the market movements and what that looks like. So I look forward to doing more of these videos with you guys. Please subscribe and like so other people can see this as well. We're about to blow up our accounts, and I really look forward to it. And take care. This is Will Beach with Great Trades, and see you guys later.